Yo, what's going on, everybody? Marco Master here, and today we're back in my War Thunder BR changes. But today we are looking over the German ground tech tree. So instead of doing the US air, I decided to do German ground. That way I could just stay with a little bit more familiar ground from last time instead of just jumping straight into air. Um, Next time, unless you guys say you want something specific, I'll probably either do USSR ground or US air. So we'll see about that. But let's get into it. So there are a few changes from last time um, about the style of which I do this. So now if you see, I've kind of split up into two different sections. We have pre-Cold War, which is 1.0 through 7.7. And then we have Cold War / Modern, which is 8.0 to 15.0. I've also done this with the USA Ground tech tree. Now, this is going to be a bit controversial for some people, but I believe that we should split the tech tree in two, like this, where this is your pre-Cold War reserve tanks, pretty much, and these are your Cold War reserve tanks at 8.0. Of course, you wouldn't unlock these until you've reached a certain milestone within the tech tree. So say, like how you have to research like 5 vehicles in the previous rank to move on to the next one. Something like that, I guess. And I think it'd be better to just make it so you didn't have to research the reserve vehicles. That you would just immediately have them. Of course, you'd still have to pay for crew training costs and stuff, but let me know what you guys think about that. I feel like it could be pretty interesting, so that you don't have to worry about Tiger 2s facing like martyrs. Doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I know Mausen E100, that's a little controversial. I'm not exactly sure on this placement yet, but we'll get into it. So starting off with pre-Cold War reserve tanks, we still have the Panzer 35T, Panzer 3B, and the 15 centimeter SIG. The giant, high explosive slinger at 1.0, pretty much. A lot of fun. Alright. Next we have 1.3, where we have which is actually like a lot of vehicles. I was surprised at how many vehicles Germany had at lower BRs. We have the Panzer 3E, the Panzer 4C, the Black Panzer 1, the SDKFZ 221. That one is the armored car with, I think, a 20mm cannon on it. Yes, I believe so. Where is it? The 28/20mm SP, yeah. That'd be it. Alright, then we have the Panzer 38T, Panzer 2C, Panzer 2C DEC, the premium version, and the SDKFZ 251/10. That is pretty much a half track with the, what cannon is this? The 37mm pack. So, not a very powerful one. Same one as the Panzer 38 and Panzer 35T. Not a very powerful cannon. So, then we have the Panzer 3F, the Panzer 2F, the Panzerjäger, and the MBSC. I am not pronouncing that. There's no way I would ever be able to pronounce that thing. That thing's freaking insane. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say here. I just trying to spread things out better. That's all, I guess. Alright. Then we have the SDKFC 251/9. Notice how many different SDKFCs the Germans have. Guys, get some unique naming, please. Alright. The 251/9. Let's see, which one is this? It's here somewhere. Okay. So this is kind of similar to the /10, except I think it has a 50mm on it. Seems. No, it has the 75mm on it. So this is the small 75 that gets heat. You'll see it on the earlier Panzer IVs, like the Panzer IV-E, I believe, and Panzer IV-F1. You'll see it on there along with the Stug 3A. But it is also a half-track with limited traverse rate on the turret. So, well, it's not even really a turret. Alright, next we have the SDKC 6/2, which is an anti-air. Then we have the SDKC 140/1. That is an open-topped Panzer 38 chassis with a 20mm on it, I think. Panzer 38, yep. With a 20mm on it, pretty much. Not bad, I guess. SDKC 222, which is another armored car. But this time it gets the 20mm autocannon. Good, good speed. Not a lot of armor because it's an armored car. Gets coaxial machine gun. Not too much to say there. Panzer 38 TF. That's a little high. To be fair, it is quite high in the actual game as well, so that probably has something to do with it. Then we have the Panzer IV-E. The SDKZ 234/1. So this is the start of the Puma line. This is the Puma with a 20mm cannon on it. Autocannon. So you guys probably know which one I'm talking about. It's a premium. Then we have the SDKC 2343, which is another variant of the Puma. This one seems to have the 75mm. Yep. Has the small 75mm with the heat rounds. Same as the Panzer IV-E, F, and Doug or whatever. Alright. Then we have Panzer 38T and A. Just slightly better, I guess. I've never actually used this vehicle. Doesn't seem to really... I mean, it has a little bit more armor, I guess. Not a whole lot. Its horsepower actually isn't that bad, so it's got a decent engine, but still, it's only got a 38mm, 37mm cannon. Not great. Panzer III-J, which I think gets the 50mm cannon, right? Yeah, it gets the 50mm. A little bit better than the previous ones, I believe. So, and then we have the Panzer IV-F1, that should be. Let me change that. Then we have the Martyr 3 and the PZSPWG P204F. Wow, that's a name. This is an armored car with the 50mm L42 cannon on it. Decent penetration. I think it's the same one as the Panzer III-J that it has. So, not bad. Then we have the Stug 3A. Now, this is a bit of a jump, I believe, but I do predict that the Stug 3A will maybe go up in BR pretty soon due to the fact that its armor got increased recently. So, we'll see about that. Then we have the Panzer III-J1 and the PZSFL LC. Maybe IC, I'm not sure. That's the Panzer II-H, I believe it's also known as. It's that premium vehicle that comes around every once in a while. It's got the long 75? No, long 50. It has the long 50 with 106mm of pen, point blank pretty much. Not bad. I mean, pretty good vehicle. Pick it up. Then we got the SDKC 251/21. Which one is this? Alright. The 21. This one has, I think, the 315mm or 13mm. One and the other. Yes. 315mm machine gun, SPAA. Okay. Next we have the Martyr 3H. This thing has a devastatingly powerful cannon for such a low BR. It has the 75mm PAC 40, which is a very powerful cannon. It gets 151mm of pen point blank at 3.3 here, but in the real game 3.0. That's honestly really powerful. Of course, it does have limited traverse rates and open topped, no armor really, so makes sense. Next, we had the stock 42G, which is pretty much just the howitzer version of the Sturmgeschütz 3. Not a whole lot to say there. Get the 105 millimeter, I think. Yeah, 105 millimeter cannon. Next would be the Panzer IIIL and Panzer IIIN, which are honestly very similar vehicles. I didn't see a whole lot of difference between them. So, you'd be surprised, but the Panzer IIIN is actually kind of worse than the Panzer IIIM. Then we have the SDKC 25122, which I think has the long 75 on it. For lower BR at least. Yep, same cannon as the Marder 3H. So, but this time it's on a half track. Next we got the SDKC 234/2, another Puma. But this is the classic Puma with the 50 millimeter cannon on it, I think. Yeah, it has the 50 millimeter KWK 39/1. So, this is your super fast Puma that goes around the battlefield, tech tree variant that, you know, everybody hates to fight. And everybody keeps saying, higher BR, higher BR, higher BR. Alright, next we got the Panzer IV F2. This is where you get the really nice cannon on the Panzer IVs. Honestly, great vehicle. Keep it here at 3.7. The Stug 3.3. Maybe that was a typo. Probably should be the F variant. I think that's the one. Nope, I said that. There. That should probably be the F variant. Which I believe has a slightly better cannon, but not better armor. Yeah, so this gets the better 75 millimeter with 137 mils of pen at point blank. But its armor is the same as the Stug 3A, so not much. It's just a much more powerful cannon. That's it. Then you got the Panzer IIIM, which I believe has an actual better cannon than the L and N. It has a longer 50 millimeter, I believe, giving it a much better pen. And then you have the Oswind. Yes, the Oswind came before the Whirlwind. That's just how it turned out. Next, we have the Panzer IV-G, the Dicker Max, and the Whirlwind. The Dicker Max is, I'm sorry, but that thing is way too powerful of a cannon for it to be at such a low BR, in my opinion. Honestly, I'd want to put this at higher BR, but I feel like, I don't know. It probably could go to a higher BR, but it is only 155 millimeters, actually, of pen. So it's not too bad. But still, I feel like a lot of these bigger cannon vehicles could go a little bit up. Then you got the Whirlwind. Just a 4 cannon, 20 mils. Pretty good. Then you have the Panzer IV-H, which is pretty much closing out our top of the Panzer IVs. Very solid Panzer IV along with the Panzer IV-J. I didn't really see much of a difference between them, so seemed very similar. Then we did the Sturmgeschütz 3G, which is pretty much just an up-armored Stug. So, not much to say there. It's got that same 75mm cannon with the good pen, but this time it has a substantial amount of armor. So, then we have the premium version of the Panzer IV-J. And then we had the German-captured M4 748. Not much to say there. It's just a classic Sherman. Same BR as other Shermans. Pretty much. 4.3, we got the M4. That's pretty much just an M4, so. Next at 4.7, we have the German-captured KV2. That thing's going to be a powerful beast, but that is where I have it at the moment. It may move, depending on when once I get to USSR ground, I may end up moving it. We'll see. We have the German-captured Churchill and the German-captured T-34. a lot of German captures at 4.7. Jeez. But yeah, they're all pretty good. At 5.0, we have the 8.8 centimeter flak, the Jagdpanther 38T, the captured KV-1B, the Brummbär, and the Panzer 470A. You may notice that the Panzer 470A has gone up, and so has the Jagdpanther 38T. They've gone up a good amount, honestly. But that is to do with the fact that, you know, while they need to be able to kill their enemies, the enemies also need to have a chance to kill them. We don't want them being too low to a point where vehicles can't kill them. So, the Panzer 470A is a little bit easier to kill than the normal Panzer 470 due to its massive, like, part where it just sticks up as a flat surface. So, next at 5.3, the Stur Emil, which, you know, is the 128mm cannon, I believe. Yep, the 128mm. Yeah. That's 248mm of penetration at 5.3. That's the M6A1 for America. Yeah. I'm still not completely convinced that's a great BR for it. Then we have the Jagdpanther 4. This thing is good armored, good power, but, you know, we had to up tier it a bit to make sure that it's possible to kill it. Then we have the next Puma, the 4-1. Which one is this? This is the Pack Puma. So this is this one has the really powerful 75mm cannon on it. It's pretty powerful. Of course, it just doesn't have that turret, so it's not able to actually traverse 360 degrees. But other than that, it's a very capable vehicle. Then at 5.7, we have the VK3002, the KV-1C, and the Authwin 2. 6.0, we have our Tiger H1. This is the same BR as the Jumbo. And we have the Panther D, the Nashorn, which has the long 88, I believe. And is actually, while it has a bit less pen than the Sturdy Emil, it has a much better reload rate. Then we have the Premium Tiger, which has like that tiger camouflage. And then we have the VK45.01P. Pretty much the Porsche Tiger without that extra armor that is on this one. 6.3, we have the Tiger E, Waffenträger, which I believe is also that long 88. Yes, it is the long 88. Or, yeah. Long 88. Also doesn't have much armor, but it is smaller and cannot really be 50 called, which is really weird. Next, you have the Panzer 470, which, I don't know, it might go slightly down BR. 75mm cannon, but it does have armor. Like that, it has a lot of pen, but it also has a lot of armor. For America's 76mm, it's gonna struggle to go through this thing. So, it may not. A lot of stuff still will have a bit of trouble actually penning the Panzer 470 at this BR. Then we had the Premium Panzer, just a Tiger 6, or Tiger P, but it has that extra 100mm of armor up front. Then we have the VFW, which if you don't know that thing, ooh, it's a powerful vehicle. Open topped, but it's got like the 88 flak on it, and it has a super fast reload. So, then we have the Panther A, the Ersatz M10, which is pretty much just a Panther A, I believe. Then we have the Panther G and Panther F. Then we have the Zistor 45, which is the 4 Mark 103 cannons on it. Then you have the M109G, Jagdpanther G1, VFW Jagdpanther G1, which is the premium version. The 38 centimeters thermosa, the Flak Panzer 341, the Flak Panther, Jesus Christ, Black Panther 341 is also known as the Quellion. It was taken out, just like the Tiger 2, 10.5, the Panther 2, and that is not what I had before. What the heck is my browser doing? Sorry guys, technical troubles. They also took out the Mouse in E100, I know. I believe it is just two of the... Oh, two 37mm cannons, actually, so decently powerful. But it's also on a Panther chassis, so it has a lot of armor at the same time. Weird that they would armor up a SPAA, but then again, it was not exactly gone through, I don't think. Next we have the Tiger 2P, the JPZ 4-5, the Kugel Blitz, which is just an armored SPAA, only two Mark 103 cannons though, so that can get close. Then we have the Lekpaz M41, the SPZ 12-3 LGS, the Tiger 2H, the Ferdinand, the Jagdtiger, the Elephant, which is just a premium Ferdinand pretty much, the premium Tiger 2, the M47 German variant. Then you have the Tiger 2 10.5cm and the Panther 2. That rounds out pre-Cold War vehicles. Now, this is actually a majority of the German vehicles, as you can see. Looking at Cold War vehicles, it's very sparse. So, here we go for Cold War. So you'd start off with the RU-251, which is a premium, the Marder A1, the M48A2, the Weasel 1A4, and then the Mauser E100 you obviously wouldn't still be able to get. You know, I mean, the Mauser you'd be able to get on the event in November, I believe, but other than that, can't get these vehicles. Then you have the Leopard 1, BMP-1, Rickaden, yeah, I'm not saying that. That thing, the Marder 1A3, I mean, it's pretty bog standard at this area. The DF-105, the hot variant of this thing, the M48A2GA2, sorry guys, I am still a little bit sick, you know, still getting over it. At 9.0, I brought the Rickaden all the way up because honestly, that thing is really powerful. Just really powerful. And then we have the Gepard, which is also a little bit up. Next we have the Turbine 3, another vehicle I brought up because it was really powerful at SBR. The VT1-2, the TAM, and that thing. I believe that was Argentinian. Next we have the Weasel 1A2, Ocelot, M48 Super, and TAM2 IP. TAM2 IP is just a slightly better version of the TAM. It's also premium. The 1A2 is a ATGM launching little Weasel. The Ocelot is a Weasel with SAM missiles on it. And the M48 Super is kind of just like the M60A3 TTS, kind of. Next we have the Class 3P and the Leopard A1A1. Then we have the A1A1 L44, I believe, or whatever. Yeah, it's the premium version. Then we have the C2A1, which is a Canadian tank, I believe. The Leopard 1A5, which is better than A1A1. Then we have the 2K, the T72M1, and the KPZ-70. Next we had the Radkampfwagen 90, I believe. Yep, 90. The Gepard 1A2, and the Bagel Panzer 57. Yes, I call it a Bagel Panzer. Deal with it. Next at 11.7, we have the TAN-2C, and the Vilkas. I mean, the Vilkas is kind of a sad vehicle in the game. The only thing it's ever going to do is launch those spikes and pray that it hits. And even if it does hit, it's unlikely to kill. So it's kind of sad. At 12.0, we have the Puma and the Leopard 2 AV. The Puma's still a relatively powerful vehicle. So, you know, it'll hold its own. Then at 12.3, the PT-16/T-14 mod. This vehicle is kind of a 2AV, but has like a 4-second reload. So, you know, it can just destroy everything. Then we have the 2A4 and the premium 2A4 at 12.7. with a Florak Paz at 1 at 13.0. Nothing for 13.3. At top tier Germany, there really isn't a whole lot for them to really do. They have a very small amount up there compared to America, which had a good amount actually up here. And a lot of America stuff was actually kind of spread out, while Germany's is all clumped together. Like 2A7V, the 2A6 PSO, and 2A5, and the Florak Rad were all 11.7. Like, it's just way too clumped together. So, now at 13.7, we have the 2PL, which I feel is slightly worse than the 2A5. Then we have the Florak Rad, which definitely isn't a 15.0. It's not on the same plane. The 2A6, the 2PSO, and then the 2A7V at 15.0. Honestly, there isn't a whole lot to really say about the Cold War period until Germany gets a much more solid lineup. Germany may have, like, anti-air for the region, but other than that, they don't have a whole lot of vehicles. And with that, I think that concludes our video for today. So I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you guys want me to do next. If you want any changes to this, let me know. See ya.